Greetings. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season. We've got a little bit to talk about this week before we gear up for our big show. I'll get more into that in a second. As you notice, I'm wearing a different shirt again this week. This is from my good buddies at the Collegiate Kennesaw. That's at Collegiate Kennesaw. You guys should check them out. If you go to Kennesaw, these apartments and housing here are phenomenal. I got to check it out the other day. Got to look around and everything. This pool is really cool. Once it's a little warmer weather, you'll be able to enjoy it a little better. But they were able to hook me up with the cool shirt here. It's actually got some cool stuff on the back and some information and everything. But we'll get more into that in a minute. Actually, big announcement. I'll go ahead and break it while I'm here. Um, Early next week, the show will be broadcast actually from the office of the Collegiate Kennesaw. I believe Issa is going to be joining us, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. You guys get to check out how cool their office is. Even though the housing is so much better. As cool as their office is, you could actually be living in this awesome establishment right here. But let's jump into some hockey. Let's talk about the Manchester Monarchs. I've been following them pretty closely this year. Uh, they've just got just phenomenal staff up and down and everything. These guys have been putting up some good numbers. Their upcoming schedule: Friday night, which is tomorrow night, they'll be in Providence against the Bruins. That's a 7:05 start. Saturday night, they'll be at home against the Connecticut Whale, the affiliate of the New York Rangers, and that's a 7 p.m. start. And at 3 o'clock on Sunday, that's the ninth, they'll be against the Worcester Sharks, which we'll talk about here in a second. Conveniently, finally, a couple teams we'll talk about are actually going to play each other. Some quick news on Manchester, real quick. They signed defenseman Brian Rodney and released Mike Malsack. Rodney in 2011-2012 split time between the Syracuse Crunch and the Oklahoma City Barons. For the Crunch, he had 5 goals, 11 assists, and 10 penalty minutes in 41 games. He's a good defenseman. And for the Barons, he had a goal, 9 assists in 26 games and 18 penalty minutes. He's just a good blue line enforcer. He's going to be a great pickup for them. And if you guys get a chance, definitely check him out. At Manchester Hockey on Twitter. You can find him on Facebook. You can find at, let's see, manchestermonarchs.com. You need to go check these guys out. They're really cool. I enjoy following them. Let's jump into the Gladiators. Gladiators' upcoming schedule: Friday, they're going to be at Greenville. That's a 7 p.m. start. At 7:05 on Saturday, they'll be back home, but they'll be against Greenville. Just do kind of a home and away there, a home and home. Sunday, they're going to finish up at 4:05, and that's also a home game against Trenton. That's all 3 of those games are going to be really good. Hopefully, we can try to catch them on some local networks here. We're trying to get them to start carrying some of these games because it's hard for us to get to all the games. So the ones we can't see, we'd like to see here. Now, of course, if you follow them at GWT Gladiators or GwinnettGladiators.com, they'll have more information on streams and different things you can find that way in case your local cable provider doesn't follow it. Some quick news and notes on them. Goalie Mike Lee was actually called up to the Portland Pirates by the Phoenix Coyotes, who have controlling rights over him and both those teams. Mike Lee is the top rookie and second of all goalies in goals against average, which is 1.87. That's really good. And his save percentage is .926. Once again, he's second in all the league, and he's the top goalie. No wonder he got called up, right? Well, it took so long. But he actually has 2 shutouts this week, including one last week or this year. And he was goaltender of the week 2 different times, from October 22nd through the 28th and November 5th through the 11th. So, we appreciate the good work down here near Gwinnett, Mike, and good luck to you in Portland. I see a very bright future for this guy. I mean, maybe if the lockout will hurry up, man, we might see him in Phoenix pretty soon. Now let's talk about those Worcester Sharks. They have 2 killer logos. That's why I couldn't decide. I had to put both of them on there. But at Worcester Sharks, which is WORCESTER Sharks, spelled a little different, but I had to look it up. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm gonna keep calling them Worcester. I hope maybe one of you guys will correct me. But their upcoming schedule: Saturday, they're playing the Providence Bruins. That's a 7 p.m. game, and on Sunday they're against the Manchester Monarchs. Just like I said, that's a 3 p.m. game. Right now, the Worcester Sharks are first in the Atlantic, and they are third in the Eastern Conference. They are 7-4-1-0 in November, and they are currently undefeated in December. They're really starting to turn the corner and really on a roll. They've won 6 of their last 7 road games. And a few little quick news and notes as far as their players. Right now, Harry Sateri is their top goaltender. The other night he had 50 saves, and he was 5 for 5 in saves in the shutout against Providence. The Providence Bruins, the same ones they'll be playing this weekend. Their leading scorer right now is Tim Kennedy, who is just on fire. I don't know how you can stop this guy. Every time I get news and notes, or if I can be able to catch some highlights or even the entire game, he is unbelievable. He's all over the place in a good way. It's hard for the other team to defend this guy. He's always just putting them in from all over the place. It's almost like watching a trick shot contest or something like that. But between Tim Kennedy and James Livingston, the future looks very bright for the Sharks and the entire organization, especially the Worcester Sharks. Let's jump right into one of my favorite parts of the show, the social media shout out. This week, Graham Lighting, he plays for the KSU Fighting Owls. You can follow him at Instagram. That's INSTAGRAHAM 2 underscores, not just one. That's 2 of the little line, the dashes at the bottom. I'll have all this information up as well, but you can follow him. Definitely do. He's one of the leading scorers of the team so far this year. Yes, they still are on the break, but there's plenty of opportunity still to come see him as action picks up back in January. But let's see. Graham wanted to know, how is the USA World Junior team looking, and who do you think will be their go-to guys? Honestly, from everything I can tell so far, it's between Sweden and Russia. Us and Canada are going to be the top 4 teams so far. I mean, there's no way to tell the way the format is, but those seem to be the strongest teams so far. And as far as the team, their go-to guys, the team had a lot of new guys on it this time, but there's a lot of guys that play in the AHL. So, I mean, really just take your pick. I'm going to actually post a link that one of the guys from the Hockey News, I believe Rory from the Hockey News, posted. It's got the entire roster. You can look over it and everything like that. It's going to be really exciting to watch. So if the lockout's not over yet, definitely check out the World Juniors, because you may have to stay up a little late because I believe it's overseas, but it's going to be worth watching. These are the guys you're going to see in the next couple years all over every professional league there was. But I appreciate Graham sending in his message. And as far as where you can find them, there's the Fighting Owls at KSU Hockey. Make sure you go follow them for all your news, notes, every little tidbit about all the players and game results. And tomorrow night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. at Highlands Grill in Kennesaw. You guys need to come by. A lot of the players are going to be hanging out. It's KSU night. Part of the proceeds for the night are going to go straight to the team, where it'll help them with travel and all the expenses that they have, because they are a club team, which means the university doesn't kick in a whole lot of money towards them. They pretty much have to pay for everything on their own. So if you want to support a great local team, especially just support the game of hockey, come on down to Highlands. Borchak will be there for a little while. Just come by and say hello and meet some of the players. I know they're going to enjoy it. But definitely you need to come check us out. Last thing, let's jump into the Chicago Wolves real quick. Upcoming schedule for the Wolves, who are doing really well this year. Friday, they're going to be at home against Grand Rapids Griffins. That's a 7:30 p.m. start. And for all you guys on the East Coast, they're an hour behind us, so that'll be an 8:30 start here. It got confusing for me. I seem to forget that Chicago is an hour behind us. My bad. But Saturday, they're going to be at the Rockford Ice Hogs. That's a 7 p.m. start. And a few news and notes real quick. The Canucks, who are the affiliate of the Wolves, sent Alex Mallett from the Chicago Wolves to the Kalamazoo Wings. I know that's going to be a good pickup for the Wings. Even a lot of people think if you get called up, it's supposed to be a good thing. If you get called back, or sent down, it's a bad thing. Not necessarily. A lot of times they try to mix and match them or get you in front of a different set of goalies or a different teammates and see how you're going to react to see how you're going to do when you get to the pro leagues. It's kind of like if you work in the marketing department, they decide to put you in maybe the management side or the human resources side just to see how well in balance you are or where your weak points are, where they can work on them now before you get up to the executive level. That's kind of the way that works and everything. And once again, I appreciate at Sauce and Biscuits for just the phenomenal graphic that has now become the official board check graphic. As always, you can follow me at board check or at the Impact 99. And that's going to do it for me this week. Don't forget, early next week, we're going to be at Collegiate Kennesaw, where I got this awesome shirt. East is going to be joining me. We're going to be talking some hockey and talking some collegiate housing. We'll see you guys next week.